What if I told you the Pixel 10 isn't just a phone, it's Google's boldest bet on the future, but also one of its riskiest moves yet? Some people see it as a glimpse into tomorrow, while others think it's smoke and mirrors, hiding small hardware upgrades behind flashy AI tricks. And that's the real question here. Did Google just give us the future, or did it simply wrap the past in a shiny new box? Welcome back, viewers. It's Sam here. If you enjoy these deep dives into the tech world, make sure to like, share this video, and subscribe for more. Now, let's peel back the layers of the Pixel 10 and see what's really going on. The easiest way to sum it up, the Pixel 10 is less of a smartphone and more of an AI device that just happens to make calls. That might sound wild, but when you look closely, almost everything about this phone revolves around artificial intelligence. Sure, there's the Tensor G5 chip, the new Chat 2 system, wireless charging, and even dust protection for the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. But beyond that, the hardware looks suspiciously familiar. The design, nearly identical to last year. The cameras, well, the base Pixel 10 finally gets a telephoto lens, which sounds like a win, right? But here's the twist, the main camera is actually a step down. Imagine buying the newest model only to realize part of it has gone backwards. That's the kind of contradiction that makes people raise an eyebrow. And yet, all anyone can talk about is AI. ProRes Zoom, Magic Q, Auto, suggested conversations. It sounds futuristic, it feels futuristic, but does it actually hold up in real life? Think about ProRes Zoom for a second. The promise is insane, up to 100x zoom, powered by generative AI that reconstructs missing details. On paper, you're practically carrying a spy satellite in your pocket. But here's the kicker, those details don't really come from the camera. They're invented by AI. So, are you looking at a photograph or at Google's best guess of what reality should look like? That's not just a technical issue, it's a philosophical one. Photography used to mean capturing reality with light. Now, it's painting with algorithms. And let's be real, these features are fun to play with on day one. You zoom in, laugh at the results, maybe let Magic Q suggest a witty reply in a chat, but fast forward a week, how many people will still be using them daily? Probably not as many as Google hopes. Instead, users are left with something harder to ignore, a processor that isn't the fastest, a battery that throttles over time, and a premium price tag that doesn't exactly scream value. This is where frustration creeps in. The essentials, speed, power, battery life, are the foundation of any smartphone. You can live without swapping faces in group photos, but you can't live without reliable performance. And yet, Google seems to be betting that we'll forgive the basics because AI feels exciting. But should we? That's the cliffhanger question hanging over the Pixel 10. Now, to be fair, there's another perspective. Maybe Google knows exactly what it's doing. Maybe the company isn't chasing specs because specs no longer define the future. Real-time translation in your own voice, AI that can rewrite images on the fly, a phone that helps shape your conversations. If those features truly deliver, they could change how we interact with technology forever. What looks like a gimmick today could be a necessity tomorrow. Remember when fingerprint scanners seemed unnecessary? Now we barely think twice before unlocking our phones that way. Still, there's an undeniable tension. The Pixel 10 charges flagship money, but often performs like a mid-tier device underneath. And this isn't just about bragging rights. Competing against Apple and Samsung means you can't afford to slip. If the basics aren't rock solid, no amount of AI wizardry can cover that up. But the most fascinating part of the Pixel 10 isn't even performance. It's trust. Photography has always carried a certain weight. The camera doesn't lie used to be a saying people lived by. Photos were evidence, proof of reality. But with AI filling in gaps, inventing textures, even altering faces, can we trust that anymore? If an image looks real, but isn't, does it still count as a photo, or is it something entirely new? And do we need to start labeling AI-generated images differently so people actually know what they're looking at? That's the Pandora's box the Pixel 10 has opened. On one hand, it's thrilling. We've never had tools like this in our pockets before. On the other hand, it's unsettling. The line between what's real and what's generated is thinner than ever. So here we are, a phone that might be leading us into a new era, or a phone that risks leaving us with shiny but shallow upgrades. Maybe the Pixel 10 is ahead of its time. Maybe it's behind, or maybe it's both. What do you think? Did Google just redefine the future of smartphones, or is it selling us a clever illusion?